Hi, let's discuss the real estate appraisal industry. Real estate appraisals are an opinion of value. The practice of performing appraisals for real estate has undergone massive changes. In the early years of mortgages, with buyers generally putting as much as 50% of the purchase price down at the outset of the mortgage, the actual value of the property didn't hold as much risk to the lender. The down payment, as well as loans, which often included hefty balloon payments, made the lender a winner regardless of whether the mortgagor paid off the loan or defaulted. In 1934, the National Housing Act was passed. The purpose of the act was to revitalize the economy and increase home ownership. Carried out under the Federal Housing Administration, the act provided an avenue for the average earner to become homeowners without having to put as much money down and without having to face balloon payments, by instead paying back mortgages over 15 or 30 years. Lenders found themselves facing more risk. To encourage lenders to continue making loans, Congress created the Federal National Mortgage Association, Fannie Mae, in 1938. By selling loans in the secondary mortgage market facilitated with Fannie Mae, lenders lowered their level of risk. 1944 brought about more home loan avenues as the Veterans Administration developed a home loan program specifically for veterans and military personnel. 1968 furthered the cause with the formation of the Government National Mortgage Association, Ginnie Mae. Going back to the late 1920s, an industry for appraisals and appraisal practices began to develop. Institutions such as the American Institute of the Real Estate Appraisers formed with the goal to promote education and to promote ethical standards within the appraisal industry. However, participation in the many institutes was voluntary. Eventually, in the midst of the savings and loan crisis of the 1980s and the 1990s, the Financial Institutions Reform, Recovery, and Enforcement Act of 1989 was passed to demand appraisal reform. The goal of reforming the appraisal industry was to ensure safer loans and a more stable lending market. Despite the standards and advances through FIRREA, another financial crisis eventually hit real estate investments. The subprime mortgage and financial crisis of 2007 through 8 was centered around the failings of both the appraisal profession and the mortgage market. Dodd-Frank was passed in 2010 to further instill safeguards which directly affected the appraisal industry. Among the many provisions put into place by Dodd-Frank were 1. Mandated National Registry of Appraisal Management Companies registered with and subject to supervision of state appraiser certifying and licensing agencies. 2. Establish that appraisals be subject to appropriate review for compliance with the Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice. 3. Mandated the monitoring of state appraiser certifying and licensing agency for the purpose of maintaining appraiser independence. 4. Set up complaint national hotline to receive complaints of noncompliance with appraisal independent standards and the Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice. to address improper influence or attempted improper influence of appraisers or the appraisal process. 5. Set standards for automated valuation models, called AVMs, and limitations on use of broker price opinions, BPOs. 6. Required customary and reasonable compensation for appraisers. And 7. Mandated additional provisions for high-risk mortgages, including interior inspections of subject properties by licensed or certified appraisers.